Welcome back to the ticket setup series. In today's session, we're going to focus in on how we can change and modify the default new ticket request form to align to any customer business requirements. So Adele here on the left-hand side has the ability to submit default new tickets. And when she does, she's going to be interacting with the base new ticket form. She can do this in Teams, she can do this in web, she can do this in email as well. But while we're in Teams here, there's a couple of ways you can get to this new ticket form. And one of them is simply by asking Ticket Virtual Agent just to create a new ticket. So we'll just say new ticket here, and we'll see that new ticket form come back. Now, this form here is out of the box, so it's a really good starting point, and it's pretty common for most customers to use this new ticket form. We're asking for the request title. We're asking for a category to be selected. If we want to add attachments, be able to open active requests, maybe you want to check those requests really quickly and then obviously submit the ticket here. But maybe you want to add something unique to your business that you need to capture when a new ticket's submitted and being captured before it's sent over to the respective agents. Maybe it's priority or a certain type of date or something like that. You have the ability to control this entire form within Ticket. So to do that and show you how to do that, we're going to jump into the agent side over here, Diego, and go into the administration to modify this form. After we modify this form, we'll then jump back over to Adele and show you how you can interact with it. So I'm logged in as Diego as a ticket admin. I'm going to go over the settings area, and I'm going to go over to templates. And in templates, you're going to see this default requester create ticket template. Now, this is a little bit of a unique template. You can't delete it or archive it. It's tied to that new ticket default experience. And when I select on it, unlike other templates, you don't have a settings area. This is just the form itself. And we have a whole section on how to create and manage forms. And I would suggest watching that if you want kind of a deep dive on how to work in this experience. But effectively, here are the out-of-the-box elements that I showed you when Adele was interacting with that new ticket form. And the left-hand side here, there's the different inputs that I can add here. Now I can add any custom input, so things Ticket isn't aware of, custom dropdowns, date fields, text fields, things like that. I can also add any ticket property here as well. A pretty common one that I've seen is maybe you want to ask the customer for priority when they're submitting a ticket. But anyway, you cut it. Any of these fields you want to drag and drop onto the form, you can. So I'll just drag priority because that's one that I personally have seen in the past. And I can put it anywhere I want. I'll just put it above. Maybe I'll put it below category. Now, once I'm happy with adding the form elements that I want, I can obviously change the label of that, make it required, change the data source. Now, data sources is a different topic covered in another part of the setup series in the templates and forms area, but this allows for us to filter down the options that are selectable. So what I mean by that is by default, priority will show high, medium, and low. But if I only want to show low and high as an example, or low and medium, I can filter those out with the data source. I would suggest watching that video to kind of learn about data sources. But for me, I want to keep the label as priority, make it required, no data source here. And once I'm happy, I'll click save here. Now, once that's saved, it's immediately available to the end user. So what we'll do here is we'll jump back over to Adele's perspective and we'll start to interact with that experience a little bit. So we'll start in Teams. So back in Teams, Adele here can type new ticket. And when she does, that new form will be presented and she'll have the option to type a priority. So I'll say, my printer is broken, the request. So hardware, I have a printing category, which is printing. So the priority is medium. Then I'll go ahead and submit that. Now this ticket will be created. It will be sent over to the agents. I'll refresh this over here and we'll see this ticket come in. Now there's also something unique that's happening with this new ticket form as well. So let me show this to you in the web portal. So I'll open up Ticket 85. And what I want to show you here is that when this ticket is submitted, we're going to highlight that that default template was used to create it. And the reason we're doing that is because in the custom form answers area, you're going to be able to see what the end user submitted when submitting this particular ticket. Now that's important because you can't see that title, my printer is broken. You can't see that the category is printing. You can't see that the priority, is medium. But this is a point in time capture of what the user submitted here. And you can review that if you want to, if you need to know what they actually submitted here. Okay, so that's Adele submitting it in Teams. Let's talk about the web experience, just to show that to you. So I'll go over to the request portal. And what we'll do here is we'll click add requests, and I'll say my printer is broken here. And this is conversational, so we're going to search our knowledge base, see if we have a solution for this problem. If we do, we'll provide it. If we don't, what we'll do is we'll provide the new ticket form here. So here's that new ticket form. And there is the ability to choose category and choose priority and be able to submit the ticket. Now, this form can also be exposed via email. There's a setting you need to turn on in email. I'm going to show it to you and then talk to you about what happens when you turn that on. So I'll go back over to Diego's side and I'll go into settings and I'll go into Teams. And each team can have a mailbox connected to it. And when a mailbox is connected to it, you get a couple options. One of them is enforcing the default ticket form. If you turn that on, what will happen is if Adele were to email this mailbox, she would get a response via email that says this, basically saying, we need you to fill out a little bit more information via a form to be able to submit this ticket. She'll click on a button to submit the ticket. She'll fill out the form that that's our default new ticket form, and then she'll be able to submit it there. This particular radio button is there because some customers have asked for it in the past. They want to control the way an end user submits a ticket via email, not rely on the subject and the body of an email, which is kind of unstructured. I will say that in our experiences, this is less used and typically turned off, but it is an option if you want to take advantage of it. Now, the fourth option in interacting with that new ticket form is outside of our product. So obviously in Teams, web, and email, we're controlling that experience with Ticket. But let's say that you want to put that form off of a SharePoint site, or you want to send that form via chat message to someone. You can do that with any form or any knowledge article as well. But with the form specifically, what you can do is you can go back to templates here. You can choose a template you care about. We care about this one in particular. And there's three little dots to the right here. And if we click on that, we can say get link. That will capture a direct URL to the actual form there. And then let's just say that I sent this over to Adele. She can click on that link and it would take her to that form. Effectively, we're single signing on her into Ticket, and then we're presenting her with that direct form. All right, well, this is where this part of the setup session is going to end. Hope you really enjoyed it. And if you do have any questions, please email team@cyerson.com.